Well, hello, my friends. It is Clear Lake, California fishing report time. But anyway, let me turn this around real quick and just show you guys a little friend that just showed up. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Where he came from or how he got here, I do not know. But this is just something you guys need to be very aware of when you come up to Clear Lake, California right now. It's getting better, but it is still something you need to be concerned with. So I didn't see, I went all the way up north yesterday and I didn't see anything out in the middle. That doesn't mean it's not there. I did drive by a couple dock planks, but nothing like this. But hey, there you see it with your own eyes. So be aware when you get up here. So there you go. I introduced you to my new friend. So now let's get over here and look at the Rumsey level. I just checked the Rumsey level. It is official, according to my Google search, at 7.67 on the Rumsey scale, which means, ta-da, the 5 mile an hour no wake zone, quarter-mile offshore has been lifted. So you can come up here and it's just just party as usual. So that restriction has been lifted. Let's give you guys a look here at the old Bobsy gauge. Bam. So that's what 767 on the Rumsey gauge compared to the Bobsy gauge looks like. And you guys can see the water clarity in here. We're about, actually you can probably only see about 1.5 feet here with my camera, but we're about 2 foot water clarity in here. The water is really clearing up fast. It always amazes me about this. Like, it can go from chocolate milk to 3 foot water clarity in some areas, literally in 3 days. So the water clarity is looking really, really good. I have found from 6 feet to probably the crappiest I've seen here lately is like 2 feet. But mind you, I have not been up to like the Rodman area. I haven't touched any of that part of the lake, but I have been all the way up as far as Konocti Casino, which is close to Lakeport. So I've been over in that corner playing, and we've got 3 foot water clarity up there. The Narrows is 4 or 5. Over in the Redbud Arm, there's areas where I was finding the 6. Around Rattlesnake Island, I'm still going to say it's about 2.5, 3. So your water clarity is all over the map, but drastically improving quickly. We've had just beautiful, beautiful weather up here. I'm getting tons of questions on the water temp. And what I'm finding with the water temps is I'm still going to call it 55, 56 average, because we're still a little chilly at night up here and in the mornings. Not terrible. You know, you might have a lot of condensation and not even the frost on the pumpkins most mornings. But it's starting out in the high 40s to low 50s in the morning. I talked to some anglers, they've seen as high as 57. I haven't seen 57 yet. I'm right around the 55.5. So that's where my water temps are. But with these beautiful days we're having, 57, 58 is right around the corner. So that gives you your water temp, your water level, and your water clarity. So I'm going to give you guys a what's on deck, and we're going to talk about some of what's been catching. You guys are hearing about these 40-pound bags up here. Yes, you can come up here and catch the absolute bass of a friggin' lifetime. And I'm going to show you guys some of the baits that you can catch them on. And you can also come up here and literally catch 100 or 200 bass and be lucky to have a 2-pounder in the mix. But if you want to just catch, that's possible also. So there's 2 styles of fishing you can come up here and do right now. But of course, 90% of us are going to be trophy hunting this time of year. So I'm going to show you guys some of my go-to trophy hunting baits along with some of my just get bit baits. But keep in mind, we are in transition mode right now. We are pre-spawn plus, I'm going to call it. Your hits are making them move and spawning. The crappie are moving up, getting ready to do their thing. There's huge crappie biting, by the way. Mark gave me a report on that. He's doing well on the underspin, and he's into the crappie. But before I get too scrambled and start drifting away, let's just go ahead and get to what's on the deck for numbers and what can work that you need to have on deck. Because remember, you might have a rod on deck and only make 10 flips with it in in a day, but that one of those 10 flips could be that 10-pounder because it's buried up in there in that brush pile or under that flooded freaking dead tule. So you gotta have it with you. So that's what some of these baits are. So don't think I'm just trying to fill space here. I'm showing you guys stuff that can get you bit and bit right up here. So let's just give you a look-see here. All right, first and foremost, what you're going to want to make sure you have on deck is your flipping bait. Now this is just a 1/2 ounce tungsten, and I flipped some tree bases yesterday. I flipped some dead tules and stuff. I didn't get bit, but that's something that's definitely fixing to come online. And when these big girls start getting up in there and setting up on some of those high percentage spots, that's what's going to get bit. And right here, hey man, bringing back the old school, just a 16th ounce Texas rigged, biggest Senko you got there. This is the Yamamoto 7-inch, and this is the type of bait, just like a lot of these big girls, I mean, they want it low and slow, and you just can't get any lower or slower than this. And this is something, I mean, when your arm's just worn out from throwing these big swim baits I'm fixing to show you guys here in a bit, this is a perfect little, well, I say little, this is a perfect technique to throw out there and just let it do its own magic. And man, I've caught giants and plenty of them on this, because a lot of bass will actually spawn a little deeper out here on this lake, and you're not going to see them. And this is the one that you're targeting those deeper bass with. And a lot of the ones that are staged on your breaks this time of year, these bass, they're staging out there on the deep water breaks next to their spawning coves. So keep that in mind. Places where you go and fish for the bedding fish in the spring, well, they're out on those deep water transitions next to those areas right now is what you want to target. And here's the one that's going to surprise everybody. A Margarita Mutilator drop shot on Clear Lake. This guy's full of crap. No way. Trust me. April, a couple years ago, I caught a 12-pounder on this exact bait. As a matter of fact, it was probably this rod too. So don't ever underestimate the power of that drop shot. And 'tis the season with all the little bucks coming in. You gotta have your spinner bait and even a chatterbait. I'm going with the spinnerbait first because it just, I don't know, it's just more fun to throw for me. And you'll notice I got this big gold Colorado leaf. That's because I just want to make as much racket as I can to draw their attention and just go through all that flooded brush. And I haven't whacked them on this yet. I've got a few bites on it, but this is a bait that will really turn on. And just chartreuse and white, you just can't go wrong. And something about gold up here on Clear Lake. Don't be afraid to give that a try. And number one that I've been getting my bites on is this little bad boy right here. You say, well, if it's your number one bait, why the heck do you have it cut off? And that's because I like to change up my profiles and just throw them a little something different. So this is the CMF underspin with the gold willow leaf with a Crush City Mare. I'm not sure exactly what that color is, but man, they've been eating this thing up. I've got some 6s on it. I got some 5s on it. It's been working. But what I like to do when I'm targeting these bigger fish and want to just show them something different, you know, I'll get this. Oh, it's at a flash swimmer, but I'll just get a longer, you know, just a different profile. It's just sometimes that's something different, and this is something you can fish fairly slow down there on the bottom and not just have to, especially if there's a little tiny bit of current or something. But this, I just like to change up the profile, so I will bounce back and forth in between those two baits. And I actually want to almost everybody's favorite up here. And this bite has not turned on for me yet, but when it does, I'll be throwing something like this little light hitch color, but I will also have a black and red on deck when this one's firing. But I think we need a little bit of grass to show up before this one takes off. I may be 100% wrong. There could be some people wrecking it on it right now. I'm not, and that's where we're at. So, surprise, surprise. Something that's catching a ton of fish right now, and I'm not just saying that because I love this bait. Everyone I'm talking to is on a trash fish bite, the American Little Creepers trash fish. So if you don't have them, you have to have them. This is you can't not have this when you come up to Clear Lake right now. You have to have a trash fish and throw that trash fish. And I mean, you fish it 15, 10 foot deep, 8 foot deep, 1 foot deep. It's so insanely versatile. I mean, just fish it like it's a spinner bait in the brush or drag it outside tule lines. It's just insane bait. I love the bait. It gets bit. So that, and like I just said, something a little change up. A lot of people this time of year aren't big fans of the paddle tails but I don't know. I guess I'm just lucky. I get lucky on it. And you say, what color is that? It's just like, for some reason, just oddball colors up here. Just something a little different, I think, is what it works for me. A lot of people are probably throwing like a pearl white or just as hitchy as they can get. But I can throw something like this out there, and I can pick up a decent fish ever so often. So let's get to the big boys that are getting bit. This is an Ima fluke right here. I just caught a 5-pounder with this, but I'm a little ahead of the game on this one. This isn't the proper one to fish because I have to fish this one a little faster than I want to. Right now, you're making casts that are going to take you 2 minutes to get it back in. I mean, that's what, 30 casts an hour. I mean, when you think about it, that is slow rolling. So what's getting 40-pound bags? Well, it's time to break out the big dogs, baby. So the depth's 250, and you know you gotta have the proper rods for that. I mean, it's just this is the type of stuff where you're getting into the custom rods and all that sort of stuff. But if you want to come up here and get a freaking bass of a lifetime, a depth's 250 swimmer can be the bait that gets it for you. That bait is just, it's deadly, it's insane. And another good quality one that's half the price is this is a 6-inch draw, 9-inch draw. That's another great bait that will get bit. And then for super budget, you can go with the Nessie, which will have a good chance up here. And I didn't take the time to dig one out, but your River to Sea S-Waver could be stupid good right now. Matter of fact, you guys have heard me say my personal best 13-pounder came on a light trout S-Waver. And the one thing I promise you do not want to leave home without is your lure retriever. I forget exactly what this one's called, but anyway, you guys can find these things online, and boy, that thing's paid for itself 1,000 times over. So there you have it. That's what's on deck for me, and I'm telling you, Clear Lake is fishing insanely good right now. I'm talking to guys that are coming up here and getting their butts handed to them, and I've had some tough days where I've only got 4 or 5 fish because I'm hard-headed and I like to force feed what I think they should eat. But these guys that are open-minded, I mean, the guides up here are just kicking butt right now. If you've ever saved up and wanted to treat yourself to a guide trip, I highly recommend, if that's something on your bucket list, do it now, because the Paul Baileys, the John Pearls, the Zachs, I mean, I'm sure Ross, the guides that are in the know up here are freaking putting their clients on fish of the lifetime. I'm honestly probably the only local that doesn't have a 10-pounder yet this year, which is just kind of embarrassing at this point. But hey, if it's my time, it's my time, and we'll get that big one in the boat. But anyway, you guys know what's next. Like I like to say, when you get up here, treat people the way you want to be treated, respect the resource, and peace out, baby.